Adrian Rurewhai.
Tēnā koe te māngai o te whare. O tino mihi aku hoki a hau ki a Chris Hipkins I tēnei pō me tōna wahine Jade me a rāua Pepe Charlie. Nō reira tēnā koutou. Sir, the member that has just resumed his seat, I don't think he believes what he's saying. I don't think he even knows what he's saying. He actually said this. I'll tell you what he said. He said that the Labour Party are hell-bent at throwing money at problems, and he also said that more money does not make a difference. Well, how come then that for the 369 students in 2015, that government, including him, threw $374,374 at those 369 students, which was a heck of a lot more than they threw at students at state schools. So when he says more money does not make a difference, I actually agree with him, because actually the money that they threw at Whangaruru School did not make a real difference, a material difference for those students, because guess what? They're no longer at that school because it failed. Now, he may not get his head around that fact, but he obviously knows one thing. More money does not make a difference in this instance because it failed. So, sir, that's why I acknowledge Chris Hipkins in bringing this bill to the House. I believe, as I said in the education legislation bill, and I quoted from the Principals Foundation, what they said to that bill, and I apply it to this. There is they alluded to that there was a rationale that was not being stated publicly about that bill, and I'm applying that as well to this. And that untold rationale is that this is an experiment to move the education system towards privatisation and commercialisation. And I support what my colleague Jenny Salesa has said about that. She said that these schools are allowed to make a profit, and they are allowed to make a profit. They are allowed to make a surplus over and above what they are funded for, and that's why they are funded at a much higher rate. They are funded up to 5 times higher than schools.
Order. I'm mainly going to, I think, talk to my colleague Lewisa Wall, who I think is probably inciting some interjections, and the problem is that her interjections are coming through Mr. Rurewhai's mic and are overriding him to a certain extent. But I think Mr. Bishop is probably winding her up as well. Adrian Rurewhai.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. As I was saying, those schools are funded at up to 5 times greater than state schools. Well, the people can complain, but it's not hard to do the maths here. And we have figures that we have the figures, and I have them in front of me, that quite clearly state that. And if members opposite don't believe it, then they should do their own research and find out for themselves. Charter schools are funded on a guaranteed minimum role. Unlike state schools are funded on their actual role, and it fluctuates up and down depending on how many students are enrolled, but not charter schools. Charter schools have a guaranteed minimum. Wouldn't that be lovely if every state school in the country was able to have the same conditions of funding for their school? They would be able to have stability in their school. They would be able to plan over a long period of time, just like these charter schools are. So there's an inequality about how we fund schools in New Zealand, and we just have to stop that. I believe that this bill is a good bill, sir. We put this up to abolish charter schools, and that's exactly what this House should vote for. I commend this bill to the House. Thank you.
Dr.